Now that you understand, you might be asking, okay, but why does it feel worse right here in my lower back every single day? And if you live in, you probably know this moment exactly. The first few steps in the morning, the stiffness after sitting, that tight grabbing feeling when you stand up. What you're feeling is often not just aging, it's a movement problem building up over time, where the lower back starts doing extra work it was never meant to do alone. In plain English, the back becomes the overworked helper. It tightens to protect you, it braces when you bend, and after 50, that protective tightness can show up fast, even with simple things. Maybe it hits while you're watering plants, getting out of the car, standing at the sink, or walking after sitting too long. The pain may feel sudden, but the pattern has usually been building for years. Here's the key. When the hips get stiff and the glutes get quiet, the lower back steps in and says, "I'll handle it." That's when pressure, tension, and stiffness begin to pile up. So if you've been told, well, that's just part of getting older, I want to slow that down for a second. Yes, our bodies change, but many people improve when we fix the pattern, not just the pain. That's why stretching the back over and over doesn't always work. It may feel good for a minute, but if the body still moves the same way, the pain often comes right back by afternoon or tomorrow morning. Think of it like this. If the hips can't move well, the spine bends more. If the glutes don't fire, the back tightens harder. The body isn't failing you, it's adapting, and adapting in the only way it can. The good news is we can teach the body a better way, and we do that with simple movements that feel safe, slow, and doable at home, even if you haven't exercised in years. These aren't gym moves, they're daily life recovery moves designed to help your back feel less guarded, your hips move more freely, and your body trust movement again. And once you see what's actually happening under the surface, these moves stop feeling random and start making perfect sense. So first, let's begin with the one thing your back needs most right now, a signal that it's safe to move again.
Now that we've talked about why your back can start feeling stiff and overworked, and why your body needs to feel safe to move again, you might be asking, what is actually happening inside my body? Great question. Let's slow it down and look inside. In many adults over 50, back pain starts with a simple chain reaction: less movement, more stiffness, and the back trying to do too much. It often begins quietly: more sitting, less walking, fewer deep bends, maybe because life got busy, or because pain already started and your body naturally began avoiding movement. When the hips stop moving well, the body still has to bend somehow, so the lower back bends more. That extra motion may not hurt right away, but over time the tissues get irritated and tight. This is one of the biggest misunderstandings we see. The pain shows up in the back, but the problem is often coming from the hips below and the support muscles around the spine. Next part of the chain, when the glutes and deep core get weaker or less active, the back muscles tighten to protect you. They become the emergency brakes. Helpful at first, exhausting over time. That's why you may feel the first few steps are the hardest, especially after sleeping, driving, or sitting. The body is guarded. It's not broken, it's bracing. We call this guarding. Your nervous system senses irritation and says, lock it down, keep it safe. The problem is, too much guarding also creates more stiffness, and that stiffness can create more pain. And that leads to a cycle many seniors know very well. Pain, less movement, more stiffness, more pain. It can feel like aging is the cause, when really the body is stuck in a loop. You might start moving more carefully, smaller steps, less bending, holding your breath when you stand up. That's not weakness, it's your body trying to protect itself. But over time, that pattern can make the back work even harder. There's one more piece. The muscles at the front of the hips, often called the hip flexors, can become tight from sitting, When that happens, they pull on the pelvis and increase strain on the lower back. Think of your back as one member of a team. When the hips are stiff, the glutes are sleepy, and the core is not supporting, the back gets forced to do the job of all three. That's a lot to ask of one area. And this is why pain can show up during ordinary things, not just heavy lifting. Standing at the sink, getting out of the car, reaching into a cabinet. These are normal movements, but they add up when the body is compensating. The good news is, this is often a mechanical problem, which means it can improve when we change the pattern. We're not trying to push through pain. We're teaching the body to share the work again. And that's why the next steps matter. We're not starting with hard exercise. We're starting with smart movement, gentle signals that reduce guarding, restore motion, and wake up support muscles one layer at a time. If you've tried stretching before and it didn't last, this is the difference. We're not just chasing relief, we're rebuilding the way your body moves so the relief has a chance to stay. First, we calm the overworked back. Then we free up the hips. Then we turn the glutes back on. That sequence matters because the body responds best when it feels safe first. So, instead of jumping into a workout, we begin with the simplest step, the move that tells your back, you're safe, you can let go a little now.
Now that you've seen what's happening inside the body, the guarding, the stiffness, and how the back starts doing too much, the next step is simple. We help your back feel safe first. Before we strengthen anything, we want to calm that overworked lower back. This first move is not about pushing, forcing, or stretching hard. It's about resetting the pain pattern. If you're over 50 and your back feels tight in the morning, start where your body feels most supported, on a bed or firm surface with your knees bent. This is move 1, the gentle pelvic tilt, sometimes called a back reset. One hand on your belly, one near your hip bones. We're using small motion, not a big movement. Watch what happens inside. As the pelvis tips gently, the lower back changes position just a little. That small motion helps reduce stiffness and tells the nervous system this movement is okay. Slowly flatten the lower back a little as you breathe out, then relax and let it return. No pain, no strain, just a smooth, easy rock. The breathing matters here. Exhale as you tilt, inhale as you return. That breath helps the muscles around the spine stop bracing so hard. This is how we interrupt guarding. We're not cracking the back or forcing it loose, we're showing it a safer pattern, one gentle repetition at a time. If getting on the floor is hard, do this on the bed. If your neck feels tense, add a pillow. The best version is the one your body can do comfortably and consistently. A quick tip: keep the movement small. Don't push your feet hard into the floor, don't hold your breath, and don't try to feel a stretch in the back. This is a reset, not a workout. After a few slow reps, many people notice the back feels less tight, less guarded, and easier to move. That's exactly what we want before moving to the hips. Even if the pain isn't gone, the body often feels less stuck. That's a win. We're creating room for the next step, the part that takes pressure off the back even more. Now we move to move 2, a supported hip flexor opener. This is where a lot of people get real relief because tight hips are one of the biggest reasons the lower back gets overworked. These muscles at the front of the hip can get tight from years of sitting. When they tighten, they pull on the pelvis and increase stress on the lower back, especially when you stand or walk. Here's the senior-friendly version. Stand tall and hold a counter, chair, or wall. Step one foot back into a short split stance. You should feel stable before you move at all. Keep your chest up, bend the front knee slightly, then gently shift your weight forward until you feel a stretch in the front of the back leg's hip. The stretch should be here, right at the front of the hip, not in the lower back. If you feel it in your back, ease up and bring your ribs a little down so you stay tall, not arched. Hold it gently, breathe. No bouncing, no forcing. Think open, not push. This is your body learning a safer standing position. Most common mistake, people lean forward too much and arch the low back. Instead, stay upright and move from the hips. Small adjustment, big difference. When the hip flexor starts to loosen up, the pelvis can move more naturally. And when the pelvis moves better, the lower back no longer has to compensate as much. Repeat on the other side. And don't worry if one side feels tighter than the other. That's very common. We're not chasing symmetry today. We're building comfort and control. This is where many people feel their posture change right away. Not perfect posture, just less pulling, less gripping, and a little more ease when standing tall. So now you've done the first two moves in the right order. Calm the back, then open the hips. That sequence matters because it works with your nervous system, not against it. At this point, your back may feel less guarded and your stride may feel a little easier. That's your sign we're ready for the next layer. Not more stretching, but support. Because once the body feels safer and the hips move better, we can wake up the muscle that takes pressure off the spine the fastest, the glutes. And that's when the real turning point begins, when the back stops doing everything and the rest of the team starts helping again.
Now that we've calmed the back and opened the hips, you may already feel a little less stiffness, and that's exactly when we add the next piece, support. Because if we stop at stretching, the pain often comes back. Relief is the first step. Support is what helps the relief last. This is where many people notice a big shift. Standing feels a little easier. Walking feels smoother. Now we teach the body how to keep that improvement. The muscle we want to wake up is the glute, the strong muscle in the back of the hips. When it does its job, the lower back doesn't have to work so hard. Think of the glutes as your body's natural support system for standing, walking, and getting up from a chair. If they've been quiet for a while, your back has probably been covering for them. We'll start with the easiest version first, especially if getting on the floor is uncomfortable. This is a seated glute squeeze. Simple, safe, and surprisingly effective. Sit tall, feet flat. Gently squeeze the muscles in the back of your hips. Hold for a few seconds, then relax. No leaning back, no holding your breath. This does two things. It wakes up the glutes, and it teaches your nervous system that the back no longer has to do all the work by itself. Breathe out as you squeeze. Keep your shoulders soft. If you feel cramping, reduce the effort. We want a gentle turn on, not a hard contraction. And if you're comfortable lying down, we can move to the stronger version, the glute bridge. This is the move that often becomes the turning point. Lie on your back with your knees bent and feet flat. Start in the same supported position you used for the pelvic tilt, so your body already feels safe. Before lifting, lightly tighten your belly and gently squeeze the glutes. That sets the movement in the hips, not the lower back. Now press through your feet and lift your hips just a little. You do not need a big bridge. Even a small lift can work beautifully if the glutes are doing the job. Here's the key. The effort should feel like it's coming from the back of the hips, not from arching the lower back. If the back is grabbing, lower down and make the lift smaller. Lift, pause, breathe, and lower slowly. Control matters more than height. Slow repetitions help the body learn the new pattern. A common mistake is pushing too high and flaring the ribs. Keep the ribs soft. Think of your body moving as one piece, hips lifting, back staying palm. This difference is everything. Same exercise, completely different result. When the glutes lead, the spine gets support. When the back leads, the pain pattern can stay the same. Use the version your body can do well today. Seated squeeze, mini bridge on the bed, or bridge on the floor. Progress is not about doing the hardest option. It's about doing the right option consistently. Start small. A few slow squeezes or a few slow bridges with short holds is enough. You're building connection first. Strength comes next.
And this is why the glutes matter so much. They support the pelvis every time you walk, stand, climb a step, or rise from a chair. Better glute activation means less strain traveling into the lower back. Many people notice it right here. Standing up feels steadier, not because the pain magically disappeared, but because the body is finally sharing the load better. If you feel some fatigue in the hips, that's okay. That usually means the right muscles are waking up. What we don't want is sharp pain, pinching, or back strain. If that happens, make the movement smaller. So far, your body has gone through the right sequence. Calm the back, open the hips, wake up the glutes. This is how we replace the old pain pattern with a stronger one. And now you're ready for the final step, the move that teaches this new support in real life, so it helps you where it matters most: chairs, cars, couches, and everyday movement. Because the goal isn't just to feel better lying down. The goal is to move better in the positions you use all day. Next, we'll train this support in the most important everyday movement of all, standing up and sitting down without the back taking over again.
Now that we've calmed the back, opened the hips, and started waking up the glutes, you've done the hardest part. You've changed the pattern. Now we make it stick in real life. Because feeling better on the bed or floor is a great start, but the real goal is this: standing up, sitting down, and moving through your day without your back taking over again. That brings us to move 4, the sit to stand. It may look simple, but this is one of the best ways to train strength, balance, and confidence after 50. Start with a sturdy chair. Sit near the front edge. Place your feet about hip-width apart with your heels under your knees. Sit tall, but stay relaxed. Here's what we want inside the body: pressure through the feet, strength from the legs and glutes, and a steady trunk, not a big pull from the lower back. If you need support, use the chair arms or a nearby counter. That's not cheating, it's smart. We build good form first, then reduce support over time. To stand, lean forward just a little from your hips, think nose over toes, then press through your feet and stand tall, smooth and steady, no jerking. That small forward lean is important. It lets the hips and legs do the work. Without it, many people try to pull themselves up with the back, and that can bring the old pain pattern right back. And the sit part matters too. Don't just drop into the chair. Reach your hips back and lower down slowly. That control builds strength where it counts. A few quick tips. Keep your knees tracking over your feet. Keep your chest lifted and let your hips do the hinge. If your knees cave in or your back rounds hard, slow down and reset. Same movement, different pattern. When the hips and legs lead, the spine is supported. When the back leads, the strain often returns. Make the chair fit you. A higher chair is easier. A lower seat is harder. You can add a cushion to raise the seat and make the movement safer while you build strength. Start small, just a few good repetitions. Quality first. If you can do 3 to 5 smooth sit-to-stands with good form, that's an excellent start. And this move carries over everywhere. Getting up from the couch, getting off the toilet, getting out of the car, standing from the dinner table. It's one movement, but it supports your whole day. Once you learn the pattern here, daily tasks feel more predictable. That means less hesitation, less bracing, and more confidence each time you move. Now, there's one more piece that makes all of this work better, and it's not another exercise. It's a habit, a very small one. Because even after good exercises, long sitting can rebuild stiffness. The body goes right back into guarding if we stay in one position too long. So here's the habit. Every 30 to 60 minutes, stand up for just 2 minutes, walk a little, stretch lightly, or do 1 or 2 of your reset moves. It doesn't have to be a workout. This is not about sweating. It's about telling your joints, muscles, and nerves, we still move, we're still safe. That tiny habit helps break the old cycle we talked about earlier. Pain, less movement, more stiffness. Now the cycle starts working in your favor. More movement, less guarding, easier motion. This is how progress becomes real. Not from one perfect session, but from small, repeatable wins throughout the day, especially in the places where pain used to show up most. So your full routine now looks like this. Calm the back, open the hips, wake up the glutes, practice sit to stand, and protect your progress with short movement breaks. And when those parts start working as a team, the lower back no longer has to act like the emergency backup for everything. That's when many people begin to feel their life open back up. Not because the body became younger overnight, but because it became more coordinated, more supported, and less afraid to move. And that's the real goal. Not just pain relief for a moment, but a routine you can actually use tomorrow and the day after that. Next, let's pull it all together into a simple daily plan so you know exactly how to use these 4 moves safely and consistently at home.
Now that we've walked through all 4 moves and the small daily habit that keeps stiffness from building back up, you can see this isn't about chasing pain. It's about rebuilding the way your body moves. And that's the big shift. Your lower back doesn't have to do everything anymore. When the hips move, the glutes help, and the core supports, the spine can finally calm down. That's why these changes can feel so meaningful, especially after 50. It's not just less pain. It's the first few steps in the morning feeling easier. Let's quickly recap your sequence. First, calm the back with the pelvic tilt. Then open the front of the hips. Then wake up the glutes. Then practice sit to stand so your body uses that support in real life. That order matters. We start with safety, then motion, then support, then function. That's how you work with the body instead of fighting it. And this is where it shows up in normal life. Standing at the sink, turning in the kitchen, getting out of a chair without bracing first. Small moments, but they add up. Now, one important thing. Progress may not be dramatic on day 1. For some people, it feels better right away. For others, it happens gradually over a few days of consistent practice. Both are normal. Your body responds to repetition. Gentle, safe movement done regularly helps reduce guarding, improve coordination, and make pain less likely to flare from simple daily tasks. A simple goal works best. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day for the 4 moves, plus your 2-minute movement breaks during long sitting. That's enough to start changing the pattern. Try this for 7 days, not perfectly, just consistently. Pay attention to your morning stiffness, how you feel after sitting, and how easy it feels to stand up from a chair. Those are the signs that matter most. Not just pain level, but how your body moves, how quickly it loosens up, and how confident you feel doing everyday things. Because the goal here is not to move like you did at 30. The goal is to move with less fear, less stiffness, and more trust in your body now. And a quick safety note, because this matters. Stop and get medical care right away if you have severe weakness, new numbness that's getting worse, loss of bladder or bowel control, a major fall or injury, or pain with fever or unexplained weight loss. Those symptoms are not the usual stiffness pattern we talked about today. They need medical evaluation. This routine is for common mechanical back pain and movement-related stiffness, not emergencies. But for everyday back pain that feels tied to sitting, standing, walking, or stiffness, these 4 moves can be a powerful place to start, especially when you do them gently and consistently. You do not need intense workouts. You do not need to push through pain. You need a plan your body can trust and a routine you'll actually use. So start small, move gently, stay consistent. Let your hips, glutes, and core help your back again, and give your body the chance to feel safe moving. And once these 4 moves become part of your day, the goal changes from just getting rid of pain to getting your life back.